Sometimes it's about more than manifesting. You got to do the work. Welcome to the Keep It Uplifting podcast, where we discuss lifestyle, fitness, and motivation. I am your host, Uplifting, and I have with me the man, the myth, the legend behind the camera.
One day I'll be a legend, but what's up, folks? How you doing, man? Thanks for coming back.
So we were talking about how things have shifted in our lives earlier. And I felt like it was relevant to this podcast because oftentimes you'll run into shifts that happen in your life that you're unwilling to accept, right? Like on one podcast, I was talking about how I quit my banking job, and that led me right back to where I found comfort in selling phones. Yeah. You know what I mean? But we were also discussing, where I am now, which is a corporate space, which is a total mindset shift. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I look at why I do the things that I do now and how I miss some of the things that I used to do. Mm-hmm. Like I used to party. I used to go out, I used to step out all the time. And I feel like a lot of people can relate to improving their life, but not being the person that they used to be.
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite sure a lot of people have to deal with that. I know the biggest thing for me is like starting to have kids. Well, I only have one son, but I'm just saying, after I've had my son, is what we just saying. It was a lifestyle shift,
right? But forget just your son. I mean, we used to be out to the wee hours of the morning every night, not just on the weekends or when we don't have the kids or something like that.
I remember because your fiance used to be like, I don't know if he can hang with you tonight.
No,
because everybody know how I get down. Like you don't know when you're coming back,
right?
When you deal with me, yeah.
But no, man, like we really, really want to bring that old person with us when we get to a level of success. Yeah. Like when we look at success, at least myself personally, I'm thinking I'm taking my old self with me there. And we were talking earlier about how when they say everybody can't come, that includes you, the old you.
That's true.
We think about the outside people, but really you got to look inside too. Like the old way you used to think, the old habits you used to have, it's a lifestyle change. Yeah. And I was watching something where, and I'm going to put this clip in right now, but it says, at the end of the clip, it says, first we make decisions, then the decisions make us. And I thought that was crazy. I always think everything is crazy, but I thought that was
because it's enlightening.
Yeah, I thought that was wild because like, how did we forget that we changed? Like how often do we forget why we changed, that we changed? You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, it's just like that quote just said. We make the decisions, then the decisions make us.
Right.
It's like we're laying a foundation for success.
Right.
Right? We got the foundation good, we hustling, the foundation firm. Then all of a sudden the building just grows. Right. And then we like, what?
Yeah, what is
what
this?
happened? What is this made out of? How do we do this? We put things in place and now it just started happening, and then we forgot even what we did at the foundation. That's what we're talking about when we look back. Like you look back today, it was like, yo, what? I used to have so much fun, bro.
Yeah. Well, no, we can talk about it. I said I used to have so many women.
Yeah, and you're like, what happened to me?
What happened to me? I had so many women that I didn't have enough time for them.
Right.
And when you start changing things, you never look at the fact that your lifestyle is changing. And it's hard to cope with that. That's really what we're saying is how do you really understand? Because, it's easy to say like, oh, I made the decision. The decision makes me.
No.
But how do you deal with the fact that you don't eat Popeyes no more? How do you deal with the fact that you're not out late at night? Like, how do you cope?
Pork in 2005.
How?
People think I'm ridiculous.
How?
That's what they say. You don't eat bacon. I'm like, that's pork, isn't it?
Right, but how did you do that?
Like it just took. It's discipline.
And I like that you said that, because that's where I was carrying you to. Is we make discipline. We discipline ourselves and we make these commitments. And what we don't understand is that our old selves try to creep in the door and fight what we have built.
Right.
And that's what comes into play, because you weren't as serious as before. I wasn't that serious when I was younger. And you have to accept that this is who you are. But it's hard to really cope with that. You know what I mean?
And we never really think about it either until you was like, damn, I want a woman around. You was like, hold up, I used to have them. Right?
I used to have many.
And then but then you realize, like, hold up, I haven't even desired that for how long? You feel me?
Right.
We get into this discipline so much that we even forget. Like the eating pork thing is like,
you just stop.
I don't even know why I did it.
Right.
Like it's just been so long. It's a thing for me. I don't do that. Like after a while, it's like that's not who I am anymore. I'm different. That's what we're saying. That old you, he's not invited in the door.
Yeah.
We sitting at a different table. Whereas that if that old guy comes, everybody at that table is like,
who is this? Yeah, man. And that was the shift when I went from, retail to corporate. It was definitely like, what environment am I in? And
it was culture shock.
Yeah, and you have to take a step back to observe, but be open to what's coming to you. And sometimes you close that door because you miss the old you, but the old you is just not welcome here.
Yeah.
You got to kill off that old person. You got to kill off those old thoughts, that old lifestyle, so you can even get further ahead. Because
that undisciplined, unsuccessful lifestyle.
Yeah, because we keep living in the past sometimes, and that's even limiting your future. So that's really what I just wanted to touch on, man, is if you are struggling with how to cope with the fact that you don't do some of the things that you used to do, and you're reflecting and going down memory lane, everybody goes through it. It's normal. But where you are is where you're supposed to be. You know what I mean? And if you try to get back to that old person, you may not. We're gonna have to cut this. But seriously though, man, like, yeah, I don't even know. That's what we need, like just a real episode about, like, just understanding who you've become. Like, there's been a shift in who you are, and you should really just be cool with that.
Yeah.
Like we keep fighting. Like, the reason you're not as far as you can go is because you are resisting. You know what I mean? Like, even having those past thoughts don't allow you to live in your future self.
Yeah, like you said, resisting. Sometimes that resist comes from the fear. The fear of we talked about fear of success before, I believe.
Yeah.
But that's part of the resisting. We're resisting going into that open door with all that light in there. Because when you under them bright lights, everybody see everything.
Yeah.
And you're coming from this dirty, dusty closet.
Right.
Where the skeletons are, and you're coming out into that bright light.
Right.
And you hesitant. You resisting.
Yeah.
But that light is the success, bro. That light is that's what they call it, the spotlight, the limelight.
Right.
We resisting. We rather stay back in here in this closet with all these skeletons. And can't nobody really see in here unless they peep their head in.
Yeah, but being close, I think that's even more of the problem, is that we're closed off to ourselves.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you want to stay with those secrets, it's because you want to hold them close to your chest. You don't even want yourself to see what's in that closet. You know what I mean?
Or you lied to yourself so many times that you believe it's the truth.
Right, you believe it, and the thing about it is you peek back in to see if they still there. But if you moved on, you moved on.
Right.
This is who you
we
are
gotta
now.
Kill that guy,
you got
man.
That person is dead.
Yeah.
Leave him there. Let him lay. You know what I'm saying? It's frustrating, man. It's because I can understand how people can really want to go back.
Yeah, I mean,
you want to go back and get comfortable. You want to go back to what was fun.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
Right? But there's joy in where you are. There's joy in improving. There's joy in moving forward.
There's joy in progress, right? what we talk about all the time, man. We enjoying the journey.
Have to.
You understand? Like we know we have a goal. We know we want to be somewhere.
Right.
But we enjoying the journey. We enjoy doing this podcast. We enjoy just messing up this podcast. We enjoy arguing before this podcast, trying to get it together. God damn.
Man. It's tough. It's tough because, at least in my experience, and a lot of people say, like, the top is lonely. I don't think so. I think you just have a lot of time to yourself that you don't have when you're going with the flow.
Yeah.
Right?
Amen.
Like, it's easy to sit around and watch sports with the guys. For me, it's easy to be available for Super Bowl Sunday. Mm-hmm. It's easy to blow some money on this vacation where we buy this nice boat and we're able to get a table this one night. It's easy to do that. It's hard to say, no, bro, because I know I'm going to live to 55. I know I'm going to live to 65. Yeah. And I can have that delayed gratification where I own the club. These are my tables. Which one do you want? This is my boat, and success doesn't always have to look like that. Success doesn't really have a look. It's,
well, you're heading on to another podcast now.
But no, it's what it feels like and resembles to you. That's what success is.
Man, you hit the cha-ching on that.
We go
real talk.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. Success is a feeling, man.
Yes. A power. And
success don't have a look. Success has a feeling.
And that's what we're chasing. And that's why we want to go back to those old times.
Because we felt something.
We felt something. You don't feel what you thought you would feel yet. So you don't want to stay and relish that moment.
Yeah.
And it's not going to look how you thought it would look. Yeah, it's going to look better.
Yeah.
It's going to feel better. I talked about that when I was walking. I'm on day 258.
Right.
And it was like day 250 or something. But the other day it hit me. I said, I've done 258 videos.
Days.
Videos.
I'm talking about videos. I'm talking about how many days you
right. But forget the walking though, right? No. Like, just putting myself out there for 258 days. That's who I am now. Mm-hmm. I'm not the guy who's hollering at girls for 258 consecutive days.
Yeah.
I'm not the guy who's going to stay out running around trying to be with, different women or blowing money here and there. That's just not what I do. I make calculated decisions because I'm trying to build myself and end up somewhere.
True.
And that's how you really defeat the worry of, man, I'm not the person I used to be. You move forward. You enjoy where you are. The other day, what'd I do? I think I got like some chicken strips from Chick-fil-A. Cause I was like, all right, I could do this. I deserve this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but you have to figure out what those small rewards and victories are for yourself. Because if you don't enjoy it, you won't keep going. Mm. And like I said last podcast, passion is not conditional. And what I meant by that was passion is for you. Passion is for the person you're becoming. Mm-hmm. That's what's in you. That's what's within. That's not that's not explainable outside at all. You have to be happy with who you are and have a passion for improving yourself.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely.
It's not conditional. You know what I mean? It's a love for you. You feel me?
Nah, if anybody feel you, I feel you.
Yeah, man. So when you said the old me is dead, I felt that. Keep it up, listen. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Keep it uplifting.